You guys already know this the main one tapping in all the way from H-Town, Houston, Texas. I'm here with my boy T.A.G.
T.A.G.
T.A.G, very nice, very evil.
Well, that's tag shit.
The only thing we're gonna do is take over, baby.
Free fall as I dive through the kaleidoscope in my mind. No rope up to climb. Gotta remind myself that I'm fine. Mama, I don't really.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Tag Nation, welcome to another episode of Tag Me In, aka TMI, with your soon-to-be favorite members of the IWC. And me, the disembodied voice of two times two-belt Scoot. You got to say the full name. And that beautiful, beautiful human being to my right, Jaeger Bombastic, so fantastic, just over there painting figurines and just having him a good time. And if y'all want to know the definition of Mr. Right on Time, soon as I hit the button to record, that handsome gentleman to my left, Lip Dizzle, just magically appeared. It's almost like some Joe Hendry shit. Say his name and he appeared. Like, literally. Gentlemen, how y'all doing and how y'all feeling?
Oh, chilling. Feeling good. Feeling great.
Feeling all right. Feeling all right.
All right. Bet. Well, you know, let's start from this past weekend. We know Elimination Chamber went down. As you can see, AJ Lee is your new Women's Intercontinental Champion. Charles Montgomery Punk held on to the World Heavyweight Championship. So
Charles Montgomery.
The power couple is champs, y'all. So, which of course now is confirming, you know, Roman Reigns and CM Punk. But AJ with the Intercontinental Championship is interesting because does Becky get slopped back in that? Do we do the whole Natty situation? I'm kind of wondering what's going to be the plans with her for WrestleMania with that championship.
Now, this I don't know because I was so sure we were going to get a multi-woman match for the
I thought
Women's
so too.
Intercontinental. But
I thought so too.
It seems like they might run it back with her and Becky.
One-on-one?
I mean that's one of the options. The other option is they do a multi-woman match with Becky included in that. But it's a weird situation when it comes to AJ though.
Yes.
It's very weird because something is off. Something is really off when it comes to just her inclusion.
You know what I think it is? And they're too busy giving her, whether it's intentional or unintentional, they're giving her the Roman Reigns treatment, and the issue is AJ needs to be a person that needs to be there. She like to us, you know, to us fans who are in the know of AJ Lee, yeah, we know AJ Lee, but you know, we are dealing with a new crop of fans who watch, and for her to just only show up once in a blue moon kind of energy, yeah, she needs to, like, I hope going forward, now that she's champion, she's at least there every week, even if it's just a backstage segment. Okay, so you just said it. You just said it because now I realize what it is. It's WWE is still banking on this honeymoon phase that's already run its course. And instead of them letting her just be an inclusionary participant within the women's roster, they're treating her like a special attraction when she, like, it doesn't need to be that anymore. Like, she's come in, she signed the contract, she's here, she's technically full time, but they're treating her as a novelty act, which she should not be. And I think that's the issue. Personally.
She is a goddess, and you need to give her everything.
Yeah, she's gonna. Yeah, so I would hope that with them doing this whole thing now, with her saying that she's gonna be a fighting champion, that she would run the gauntlet. And this is why I said I don't know what's gonna happen, because if she's gonna go on TV damn near every week or every other week and participate and defend this title, I think it'll change my opinion on what's going on right now, and then I can potentially see her and Becky running it back on a one-on-one if she runs the gauntlet with the women's roster.
And
And
Becky need a reset too, though.
Not Becky.
Okay.
She's where she needs to be.
yeah, I can see that. Because they still need to put her in the world title picture just yet or anything. She's good where she's at. Also in the chamber, we saw. Well, let me get to that first. So on the women's side, the Eradicator, Rhea Ripley, wins, and on the men's side, the Viper, Randy Orton. Also on the men's side, we did see Seth Rollins make his return, stomping out Logan Paul to cause his elimination, but Randall and Rhea. So now we know that Rhea is going to take on Jade. Now Randy was going to take on Drew, but due to Drew's interference of the match, Nick Aldis puts Drew into a title match with Cody Rhodes this Friday. So after this Friday, we will know who Randy will take on at Mania.
Yeah.
So there is that.
Yeah, it's a situation of right choice and wrong choice at the same time when it comes to these two chamber matches. Because technically Randy would be the right choice to throw a little bit of freshness within this, because technically the men's title picture, world title picture on SmackDown makes sense because of all the moving parts. So Randy fits perfectly. Rhea winning the chamber highlights a glaring issue with the women's division on SmackDown.
Hey, also put a pin in that, because we're going to discuss that when we get to the Jade and Rhea, Chelsea Green, Piper Niven thing, but definitely put a pin in the booking aspect, because I definitely want to circle back to this.
Most definitely. It's an issue for me, because it made more sense for Rhea and Io to go into Mania with the tag titles, and
that's what I thought. I honestly thought that was the plan, especially since you had the Bellas, who where the hell they been at. Not that I really care, but the Bellas haven't been on TV because they said they wanted the tag titles. You still had Rhea and Io holding it down. The Irresistible Forces, congratulations to them. They are the new women's tag champions. That, of course, is Nia and Lash. And then you still had Kabuki Warriors. And then you still had Kiana and Julia. You finally made teams to do this. Oh, sorry. And then you still had Alexa and Charlotte. So you finally had teams to actually have a pretty damn good multi-team match at Mania. Then it was like, nah, we're gonna have Rhea win and her go to SmackDown now. What? What? So,
and why did we do this?
Exactly. Why did we do this? All right, gentlemen.
Oh, that was the question. No, I'm kidding.
Also, we also had another debut to people's, I don't know, but Danhausen was the one who was in the box. Danhausen is very nice, very evil, and he was the one in the box. He came out, did a little number, and people was not feeling it. It was some very, very, very audible boos. And when I did the review on Elimination Chamber, I had said the only way they can turn this around is if the Danhausen curse, they make it a real thing. Now I'm gonna put a pin in that. But
you do that.
How are we feeling about Danhausen's debut?
I think it's very nice for him.
This was just it wasn't meant for him. Well, no, you know what? Let me not say that. This is the case of IWC anticipation, speculation, assumption,
Yes,
all in
1000%.
once, because
1000%.
and WWE to an extent too, because anytime you do something where you are putting something up, like a billboard up for everybody to say, hey, pay attention to this, this is going to be something, you don't equate that to a Danhausen, and that's nothing against Danhausen. It's just that he's a very niche character. And so when you talk about a business as far as WWE being mainstream, for him, you would have built up vignettes or something like that to then bring him in. You wouldn't just do a blanket mystery and then pop, he's here, because you're bound to have that fizzle out, which is what happened. And then of course, with all the speculation of everybody thinking Jericho is going to come, or hey, who's this going to be? It wasn't meant for him. Now, granted, as we will put a pin in that, they did fix this though, and they did the best thing they could. So yes, but just the debut.
Speaking of, let's get to it. Well, on Monday Night Raw, Danhausen did show up on Raw. He had a little thing with all this, and he was pretty much telling all this that, hey, I want championship matches, I want this, I want that. So then,
because he was received with thunderous applause,
he had his Demandhausens.
Yes, he had his Demandhausens. So as Danhausen was talking to Pierce, Judgment Day comes up and he's like, hey, Judgment Day, did y'all meet Danhausen? Hey, meet Danhausen. So Danhausen was like, ooh, Dominic, let me get that right there. And Dominic was like, hey, big dog. Like, no, the only way this is going to be the closest you're going to ever get to a championship. And Danhausen looked at Dominic and he was like, you know what, big dog? Bop, you're cursed.
You're cursed.
It is like, as soon as he said it, they all looked around. Danhausen disappeared. And the main event, Penta won the Intercontinental Championship from Dominic Mysterio. Now, of course, there was some slight controversy because Finn and JD were out there. And when Dominic wanted to cheat, Finn stopped JD by saying, hey, no, let him do it by himself. And then ultimately Penta gets the dub. So this is what I was saying in the review, that the Danhausen curse is going to have to mean something. It's going to have to mean something. And I'm glad.
Well, it just costed him a title.
And I'm glad. So now, once again, going back to the WrestleMania booking, I thought it was interesting because they made it seem like it was going to be Dom and Finn over the Intercontinental Championship, but it may just be straight up Dom and Finn. So,
or it'll be a Pentahausen match.
Look, no telling in the world of WWE.
At the moment, yeah, with their booking skills.
Seeing how Danhausen's inclusion on Monday Night Raw and seeing how that kind of played out, Danhausen fits in WWE, and I wouldn't have believed it until I saw it on Monday. And I think he works way better in WWE than he would in AEW.
Yeah.
So
he's only been in 2 appearances so far, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So what you mean? We gotta wait and see.
No, we don't.
Well. Okay, so I think what this was getting at, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. AEW tried to make him a act within AEW, like trying to make him wrestle, do this, do that. If WWE, as of right now, goes the truth route with Danhausen, it's gonna work. Because we necessarily don't have to see Danhausen wrestle per se.
Correct.
He could literally just be segment guy.
Now, to elaborate further on what I mean, 2 prime examples. One being Danhausen, because usually if you have an act or a participant who comes in and they just work, you can notice it right then and there. Yeah. The other example is Hobbs or Royce Keys. He comes in. Now, that's something where we would have to wait and see. Now, we know what he can do, of course, yes. But when it comes to WWE, we can't just look at him and be like, hey, he's going to fit perfectly in. With Danhausen,
don't forget. Oh, my bad. But saying, don't forget, this is the same WWE that also loves Mr. Iguana.
100%. Which
oh god.
But see, but thank you for saying that, Scoot, because Mr. Iguana, now that is a novelty act. He's not going to be something that works in WWE. He came in, he got a nice little pop the first few times when he first did AAA stuff, but once he came in on Royal Rumble, now granted, yes, they were in Saudi. Yeah, not really going to get the necessary pop. So he'll get the certain pops here and there, but that's something that's going to fade over time. With Danhausen, the way that he interacted with Aldis and how he just had his one-liners and his timing, it's almost of the same lane as a Truth, but now on Raw. And with it, and there's a bit more mystique to him, and he's very eccentric as well. Truth is Truth.
And also, they saying word is Danhausen may just pop up across all brands. He may not be just exclusive.
I mean, that's even better.
Pop up, yeah.
And he's not somebody that really. I mean, he can easily fit into the Santino bag.
Thank you. Santino is also another one I was thinking of.
Because he could win a championship.
Santino was in ring plenty.
But you're not going to be looking for a WrestleMania main event for Danhausen. He's going to make his fucking money. He's going to make bank at WWE. He's going to be a multimillionaire within a year or two, if he's not already a multimillionaire.
Yeah, that was also a rumor that apparently his contract was like stupid. Like apparently he had like
Danhausen's.
Yeah, apparently, of course, it was a rumor, but it was a rumor that Danhausen's contract was like 10 million or some crazy number. Like it was. Like I said, it was damn, Danhausen, really? So, that was, of course, a rumor.
Good for you, Danhausen.
If that's the case, shout out to his wife, because she gonna be eating.
Yes. Absolutely. But, so Danhausen. Before we continue anymore, there's word from the curb that Road Dogg has been fired or he quit or anything, and they saying that this is like his third time being released from the company.
Damn, but this time around, Roadhog again.
But apparently this time around he was a writer on SmackDown. So I don't know. I guess maybe they wasn't feeling his storylines or whatever. But that's where it is that Road Dogg has been released again from the E. If anybody cares like that. Now, I'm going to ask you gentlemen this if the graphic pops up. All right. And this is going to lead into more of a messier side of things. The best in the world, CM Punk, the OTC Roman Reigns had a war of words this past Monday. Gentlemen, where do y'all stand on bringing up deceased family members for promos? And if you don't know what I mean, after Roman Reigns got his bars off, CM Punk was like, wait a minute, Roman, you don't get to leave. And the last thing Punk said was pretty much, you talk about being buried. Well, I'm going to make sure after WrestleMania, I'm going to bury you next to your father.
Honestly, from the shit we've heard from MJF, that's pretty mild.
For sure. But it's just the idea of just period. Across wrestling, period, what are y'all stance on bringing up deceased relatives for promos? Because to me, you liable to get punched for real. Like I feel like there's other things that we could do to make a bigger impact and a sting, but to bring up a deceased family member, you liable to get punched for real.
Yeah, as far as WWE goes, that is pretty harsh what Punk said.
Yeah.
That doesn't necessarily mean that I'm against it.
Okay.
But again, though, this is after we've heard so much shit come out of MJF's mouth. Yeah, I don't know. As far as WWE though goes, that's probably most we've heard as far as talking about dead family members.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Dizzle, what you got?
like,
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Oh, no. Like, I'm stuck in a on it. Like, yeah, was it necessary? Not really, but it's getting people to talk about it.
Yeah,
it's been done before, but it's generating buzz, so I can't really be mad at them for doing that.
Excuse me. Well, to answer your question, I think it depends.
Okay.
Because now, if it's something that's talked about and the green light is given, then cool, by all means, as long as it's consensual between both sides.
Okay.
Now, when you get a situation like with Tiffany and Charlotte, which was completely off the cuff, where they're talking about, marriage and shit like that. Or I forgot who talked about. I think it was Paige that talked about Charlotte's brother.
Paige talked about Charlotte's brother. Wasn't it Becky that brought up Maxine's brother?
Yeah.
Who else? I'm trying to think of WWE wise. Oh, I mean, what Randy Orton was saying, Eddie Guerrero was in hell and things like that. So I think with that was given the okay because that was against Rey Mysterio. Yeah.
I absolutely know Rey would not tolerate that off the cuff shit. And Randy is really cool. He's respectful across the board, even though that he may be one of the most diabolical people when he's a heel. But then we can take the same lane when it comes to like an MJF and Mark Briscoe, where we could say that MJF had the okay, which is fine. But when you go to the point to where, yeah, cool, y'all got the okay, we don't have to keep beating the dead horse, with the situation of continuously bringing it up over and over and over and over again. Like you can say it maybe once or twice in the situation, even if Mark is okay with it. I just think that at a certain point it becomes within bad taste because it's like, it's almost like aiming for low hanging fruit at that point. It's just like, it's too easy to go for. Now with this, I just think you need to be creative with it. And when it comes to the Roman and Punk situation, the way that it came off, it seemed like Punk was searching for the word. So I don't even know if this was even talked about. It could have been, but just the way it came off made it seem as though it was like I'm aiming for some shock value here, So I don't know. Cool, I guess, but they're way better. Both of them are way better than that for this. Because I mean, the context doesn't make any sense. Now, Roman bringing up Cody and bringing up Dustin, bringing up Dusty within their promos with the whole bloodline shit was going on. That shit made sense because everything was intertwined because Roman had a relationship with Dusty. That shit I would assume would have been talked about. And even then, Heyman was over a lot of that shit. So it was moderated a little bit better. I don't know. With this situation, I think they should have went a different way. I'm not mad at it, but I just think they should have went a different way with it.
Okay. But yeah, so all right. Now the thing that I said we're gonna put a pin in, we're gonna circle back to. All right, so now we know at Mania we're gonna have Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley. Now I'm gonna get into the tweets that was between Jade and Rhea at some point, but the booking of this does not make sense to me. Now, this is the one time. This is probably in our 6 years of recording. This is the one time you guys will hear me cape for Charlotte. How in the fuck did WWE been teasing Charlotte and Jade since Jade arrived? And the one time y'all can pull the trigger, you choose Rhea Ripley. What the fuck? You've been teasing.
Let's talk about that.
You've been teasing since Jade debuted. Jade and Charlotte. And the one opportunity where it actually makes sense, where Charlotte wouldn't have been a shoe-in because you've been teasing it. And it could have been at Mania. You like, nah, we ain't gonna even put Charlotte in the chamber. What in the booking is happening?
WWE booking, I think, is what you said earlier.
Like, what? That literally broke my brain. Like, that literally just broke my brain. That I was like, the whole time Jade has been there, you keep having them stare down each other. And when it's go time, nah, we good.
The whole time? The whole time?
They was just like, nah, we ain't gonna do it. All right, cool. It's like, all right, cool.
You know what? Don't do it then. Fine. I'm gonna go start my own WrestleMania with blackjack and hookers.
But Dizzle or Jaeger, y'all got anything to add on to that before I get to the tweets that was said between the two ladies?
No, that's pretty much where it's at for me.
Yeah, no, I've been saying for the past month that Charlotte was the right choice to go to Mania. I was predicting Charlotte to go to Mania and beat Jade. Now, here is where things could get a little speculative.
Okay.
Because we can go the route and say, hey, that could have been the plan. But what if Charlotte was booked to lose against Jade and she didn't want to do that? Now,
well, sorry, Charlotte. Sometimes you got to lose.
Now, does that mean that Rhea is going to go to Mania and lose against Jade?
Maybe not.
Potentially.
I don't know. But this also raises another question. What is this match for?
And see, that's my issue. That's my biggest issue with Rhea right now, is the fact that I know we spent copious amount of time going in on Charlotte, but we got to start looking, kind of putting that same magnifying glass to Rhea at this point.
Hold up. Wait, right there.
Mm-hmm.
Now I want you to think about that. You think about everybody who is of the same stature as a Jade right now. You have
Lash
Charlotte, you have Lash, you have Rhea, you have Raquel. Who else do we have? I don't want to count Naya in that.
Then you just have them, the ones you just said,
right? Okay. So now out of those, which one of them, or how many of them out of there can carry a match? As a leader.
Yeah, Loki, I know.
Right?
It's a good point.
They'll say points are made.
So if Charlotte, and if we just take in the hypothetical, if she was booked to lose, then the other person you go to,
will be Rhea.
If this is to help Jade get better, or to see if Jade can handle the spotlight, so on and so forth. And then you look at the participants in the Elimination Chamber. Outside of the people that's in tag match, that's in a tag team, a legit tag team, that being Bliss, Kiana James, to an extent Raquel. The only other people you have is a Tiffany, taking Rhea out of the equation right now, and Asuka. You've already run the gauntlet with Asuka and Jade for Queen of the Ring, and Asuka is technically in a tag team, even though they're doing this weird storyline with her and Kyrie. Nobody else in that Elimination Chamber made any sense to be in that position against Jade. I was saying Kiana James would have been the best bet, unless you wanted to run back Tiffany Stratton, which I don't think they were going to do. But if they're looking for somebody, to be a leader in a match against Jade, to help Jade look better, Rhea is the only one that makes sense. Now, to your point, right now, Rhea is entering the Charlotte, Roman Reigns, John Cena phase right now, because people are starting to get tired of her. And it's unfortunate because it's rinse and repeat when it comes to, hey, you put so if somebody's good at what they do and they put the strap on them and they put the rocket to them, everybody goes through that same ebb and flow. And right now, Rhea is about to be or start to be on that level of getting that hatred. So unless they're going to turn her heel with Io, they're going to have to do something with Rhea, because she honestly, at this point, she can't win at Mania. She can't win at Mania if they don't want her to get backlash.
I'm about to say, because I think the Vegas crowd will be with her, but I think ultimately they're going to turn against her.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And speaking of, all right, so
you know what? I was gonna say you can do it and lean into that by having her go heel on Lash.
Like I said, we'll see. But Jade and Rhea and Chelsea and Piper had some interesting back and forth. So Jade Cargill, hi, I just be talking, and which member of our social team found that video for you? Because we know they always have to find a way to keep you on top, in quotations, going into Mania. Rhea responded, all you seem to do is talk, and that's literally it. Jade, talk. Like the hours you spend talking to creative. Rhea, you're funny. That's funny. Now we know you really be talking out of your ass because everything you say is bullshit. Don't spread lies on my name, you dumb B. Hit dogs will holla, 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 holla. And that was Jade Cargill. And then Rhea posted on like a story, not having fun, not friends, learn to work and never lie to defame someone's real human character by breaking the fourth wall. Then Chelsea jumps in. Rhea is proof that you can be kind, respectful, and the most talented wrestler in the world. Jade, it's no point to even go embarrass you on this app. You always have something to say about everything. And then Piper jumped in. Who the fuck even said anything about you? Contrary to your belief, the world doesn't actually revolve around you. No point to even embarrass you on this app. Give you enough ring time and you will do it to yourself. Jade, hey Piper, I hope you're healing okay. Can't wait to give you some ring time. Piper, yeah, maybe by the time you're back from your mini vacations, I'll finally be recovered. Licking my ring, you boot. Jade, that's above your pay grade, Piper. Relax. And Piper, loyalty is priceless, something you wouldn't know anything about. Besides, I'll beat the brakes off you for free.
Damn.
There you go, gentlemen.
They're throwing around curse words.
Now, before I get your thoughts, WWE has kind of seemingly came out and said all of this is a work. Of course, I call bullshit. But WWE is coming out basically saying, all of this is a work to kind of drum up excitement. But I'll let y'all.
I don't know. That sounds like some real animosity.
It sounds like some very real animosity because, like we just said about Rhea getting the John Cena, Charlotte. Who's the other person you said? John Cena, Charlotte, and Roman Reigns treatment. Mm-hmm. That kind of seemed like what Jade is kind of alluding to a little bit. But gentlemen, I will let y'all speak on it.
Well,
go ahead, Lit.
It's real simple, really simple. Okay. This is absolutely authentic and genuine heat between the two. It's not surprising. Now with WWE, I mean, obviously they really have no story going into Mania. So what do? You take something that's real, turn it into a work, which is why they're saying, hey, it's a work. Yeah, it's a work now because you're leaning into it. But let's not forget, and about a couple either a year or two ago, within that time, within the time frame of about 2 years, we already had the situation with Jade and Shayna Baszler.
Yep,
where that shit was going on. So Piper Niven, and I'm glad that you brought up the tweets because Piper Niven is the one that said something that a lot of people, I believe, are missing with the whole loyalty thing. You wouldn't know anything about that. Obviously, if Jade had an issue and she was rubbing people the wrong way in terms of, you know, what was said between the whole thing with Shayna Baszler, obviously there's going to be, you know, people clicked up, and there's going to be a bunch of situations that's going on at this point where, hey, we've been harboring animosity for a minute. Now that this is going on, everybody going to come out the woodwork to defend Rhea because, again, everybody was all clicked up regardless. Now, Jade, huh?
I just said clicked.
No. With the situation with Jade, I'm pretty sure Jade was only around certain people, that being a Naomi, a Bianca, which technically if Bianca hadn't had her injury, this would be Bianca and Jade, and Bianca would be the ringleader in this situation, and they would, you know, have a bunch of chemistry. With this situation, you know, Rhea's professional. Jade, we haven't, with everything that's been heard backstage and the stuff with AEW and everything like that, we've already heard things here and there. I would hope that Jade would be able to be in the same lane and be professional as well, because the way that everybody's tweeting back and forth, and I don't want this to sound bad against Jade, because it's not meant to sound like that, but it's more along the lines of, hey, I'm gonna stand 10 toes down on me. I'm not gonna let anybody talk to me any kind of way, regardless of where I'm at, professional, business, whatever the case may be. I would say to that, time and place. You know, you're representing you're representing the company as their champion. In this situation here, Rhea is going to come out looking like the more professional one, and then you're going to end up looking like the person that can't compose themselves when they need to, and it's going to make you look bad in the eyes of the company, even if they're willing to go ahead and make this shit turn into a work and have y'all work things back, you know, in the background and backstage, and then kind of work it out like that. If they view you as a problem, they will be quick to take that title off of you at Mania, even if you were booked to win. So my advice, and you know, I doubt that Jade sees this, but my advice in this situation would be keep it quiet, work on your shit to shut everybody up, because everybody's going to end up saying the same things. Jade's green in the ring. She ain't got that much talent. She can barely talk. I would say, Jade, take the little vacation time that you're getting, whatever the case is, when they sent you to, which I would assume, because I think she did a little bit of work when they sent her off during the Shayna Baszler stuff, because she was off TV for a bit because they sent her down to the Performance Center. I assume that she picked up a few things here and there as far as for her character, because she did look a little better between the time before she left and then to the time that she came back. I would say take these next month and a half and just work.
Now 2 days, 44 days or something like that until Mania.
Okay, so about a month and a half. Yeah, I would say take this time, work on your shit, make amends with Rhea, try to make this one of the best matches on the Mania card, and then handle your biz through there, and then just stand 10 toes down on just making your shit better to where it is irrefutable. Because when it comes to this Twitter shit, they're gonna end up dog walking you verbally on this shit. Even if you think you winning and your one-liners may hit, they gonna get you professionally, and it is gonna hurt.
Yes.
So
yes.
So that's my 2 cents on it.
All right. Jaeger, you got anything to add? Or?
I just want to know how much of this, or how much validity there is in some of these shots at each other. Like, is Rhea really in the back talking to creative like all the time? Things like that.
I don't think so. I personally don't think so, because do I think Rhea has pull? Yes. you know, to some degree, but I don't think that she has it of the same lane as like a Charlotte, Cena, Roman, even to an extent of Cody. I don't think that she can make things work like that. But I think if she wanted to, she could probably get in somebody's ear. But I don't think that she's put herself in positions, because I mean, why would she need to? She's like one of the only acts as far as women that's out here getting the ovation that she does. Now we're going to get to that point where, you know, she starts to look more like a Cena, Roman, and Charlotte. But until then, I think right now everything is pretty much kept composed when it comes to her and her pool.
Okay. But yeah, so like I said, we're gonna see. But yeah, and speaking of Mania, so if y'all didn't see, gentlemen, they're doing something very interesting this year. So as you can see, WrestleMania Night 1, the first hour will air live on ESPN2. And then, of course, you got to get on ESPN to watch the rest. And WrestleMania Night 2 on Sunday, the first hour is going to air live on ESPN, and then subsequently the rest on the ESPN app. What are y'all thoughts on that?
Why?
So okay. This is what I'm thinking.
Let me make sure I'm getting this right.
Okay. Go ahead.
They're putting all right. So instead of just leaving it on Netflix, which every other fucking country in the world does, they decided to put it on the ESPN app for all the pay-per-views. And then now they're saying, hey, if you got the app, I'm sorry, player, that ain't good enough if you want to catch that first hour. Like, is it exclusively on live TV on ESPN2 and then ESPN?
No, so I think they're still going to run it parallel
on the app as well.
I think it's still going to run parallel on the app. But my thoughts is for the ones who don't have it, they expect while you're in the middle of watching the first hour, oh shit, let me get the app so I can finish watching it.
Yeah, like, do you expect all these people to start rushing to their fucking, like,
I honestly
to
think
the
they think so.
/ their credit cards so they can watch it? First of all, do you understand how good of a fucking storyline you have to have built up to even capture anybody who's still on the fence at this point about getting the ESPN app for fucking wrestling pay-per-views?
Right?
It's too little too fucking late at this point. You should have done this when you first moved the shit over to the app. Sorry that it's like that it wasn't for WrestleMania when you did the shit, but that's on fucking y'all. No, this is just dumb. Like, you're not gonna get any new purchases of the ESPN app from WrestleMania just because you shared the first hour on live TV. Like, all I'm gonna want to do if I didn't already have the ESPN app. I don't, by the way, but I'm just gonna go and pirate this shit either way.
Ride the 7 Seas, baby.
Yeah, like what incentive do I have to watch on two different like platforms? I mean, albeit you can watch it all on ESPN's app, but seriously, if I just only had cable TV, what the fuck motivation do I have to watch the rest of WrestleMania on the ESPN app?
I guess it's just one of those things to where I guess they feel that the excitement of WrestleMania is gonna make you flock to finish watching it on the ESPN app. And if you don't have it, then wait, let me quickly spend this quick 30 so I can finish watching it.
Let me get my credit card real quick. Oh shit, it's gonna change. No, I'm not. No. And also, you gotta understand, like, you're gonna have to have some kind of fire ass matches going on in that first hour to even get me thinking about, man, maybe I should get this app because I still want to watch Roman Reigns and CM Punk later.
Well, so as of now, word from the curb is they plan on having 14 matches across 2 nights. We only have 2 matches 2.5 matches booked. That's Roman and Punk, Jade and Rhea, and Randy versus. So there you go.
And Randy versus.
So we only got 2.5 matches booked. So
Which is no
that's gonna
Randy's
make
fighting
people.
that night.
That's gonna make people just like, I got to go get this ESPN app so I can finish watching Mania. Well, Dizzle, we've all said something. What you got on it?
Yeah. Dizzle.
Fuck WWE. Fuck TKO. Fuck Nick Khan. Fuck the business practices. Because we went from traditional pay-per-views, which, I mean, hey, at this point, the shit makes sense now. Because it's like, hey, if you book a good show, people will buy it. And if you don't book a good show, then nobody buys your shit, and then you're left with your ass out. And then there's that. WWE Network, fantastic fucking idea. You get the library, you get, you get pay-per-views every month, with a little bit in, increased price, which is no problem because you're getting more shit with it. You went through the trial and error with that. Whenever you had the streaming issues, whenever pay-per-views hit, you would have problems with lives, but then you fix that, and then everything was running smooth, especially around NXT Black and Gold era. And then all of a sudden, you decide to say, hey, fuck it, we gonna switch to elsewhere, which I think at that point, that's when it went to Peacock, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because there was nothing in between. All right, cool. So then you get to Peacock, then you have the same initial issues that you had with the WWE Network when you went live with pay-per-views, and then you fixed that shit, and then you still had a few issues, but then you worked it out, then you brought the library over there, and Peacock was swimming. Everything was perfectly fine, and everything worked. Consumer-friendly shit. Then the TKO shit happened, and you're like, hey, how can we make a little bit more money out of this shit? Oh, I get it. Let's go ahead and charge them more money and make the shit way more confusing to even try to access the shit instead of the whole, streamlined shit that we had going on now or then. Nope. And then to add insult to injury with this bullshit, you say, hey, we know that you guys like to have viewing parties at bars and houses and shit. Hey,
thank you for bringing that up, because I meant to bring that up too.
Yeah, we're gonna stop that shit. So that way, we have to make sure that we get which now back to you, Nick Khan. Fuck you, because you tried to say, hey, people are gonna buy it, they're not gonna have a problem with it. Oh, that's interesting, because if they didn't have a problem with it, you wouldn't be shutting shit down at bars and viewing parties, because if you were making the money that you were making, you wouldn't worry about doing this. But because you're not making that money that you said everybody would be okay paying, you're having to stop people, so that way people are forced to pay it. I don't see the shit, fuck you for that. But my issue is that it would be different if it was a lateral move where it's like, hey, you guys are paying, $7 to $15 for Peacock to, make sure that you see to see pay-per-views. Cool. No. We're going to maybe double, possibly triple that price just for ESPN alone.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you want to add that to your whole Disney Plus and Hulu bundle, it's going to be $35.99. But hold on, we know we're charging you that, but guess what? That's still with ads. So if you're somebody that had Hulu and Disney Plus and you didn't have ads on your shit, guess what? Now you got to pay another $5 to make it $40 a month, just so that way you can have ESPN, Hulu, Disney Plus with no ads. Fuck y'all.
Absolutely.
No. All this screams is complete bullshit, because they're not making the money that they touted that they were going to make, and I see right through it. And honestly, AEW is going to come up behind them. No Diddy.
No, not full Diddy.
All Diddy. Thank you. Yeah, all Diddy. Because you know what? They're going to fuck them straight in the ass on all this shit, because AEW is still doing shit the right way. They're still keeping shit traditional. They're making sure that they're working with HBO, but they're also working with God damn it. BR. I don't know why.
Bleacher Report. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. They're working Bleacher Report and other streaming services to air their pay-per-views with no issue. They may charge $40-50, but at least they're holding themselves to a standard that's like, hey, because AEW rarely has a bad pay-per-view because they understand that, hey, our shows may lack here and there on a week-to-week basis, but we make sure that when it's time for us to have a pay-per-view event, we show out.
It's fucking worth it.
So,
and don't worry, people, we're gonna get to AEW soon.
But yeah, no, fuck them for that. And to your guys' point, WrestleMania, as Scoot said, 6 weeks out right now. The card should already be fleshed out for the most part. We should already have a full night booked. There should be at least one full night already booked, and at the most, there should probably be 3 matches that are like unaccounted for at this point right now. We shouldn't have it to where we have 2.5 matches that are now booked, which are your given matches. These are your given matches. The Royal Rumble winners. Oh, sorry, they're 3 because we got Stephanie. We got Stephanie and Liv.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Stephanie and Liv. My bad. So we got 3.5 matches. My bad, Stephanie and Liv. I didn't mean to disrespect.
And these are your world titles. These are your world titles. These should have been figured out by December.
Yup.
Because you would have already had your Royal Rumble winner already figured out, and you would have already had your Chamber winner already figured out. Anything else, your mid-card titles, your tag titles, none of that shit is figured out. None of that shit is figured out. I'm getting to the point where I'm so fucking sick of WWE dog. Like,
I mean, my reasons were different, but fuck. I mean, I haven't watched WWE in a good minute now. Like, I show up for the pay-per-views, I guess, but even then, I didn't watch Chamber, and I missed AJ Lee win a belt.
It wasn't a bad PLE overall, but it was a almost predictable PLE as well.
And we shouldn't even be talking about PLEs like this. We should be able to be like, hey, it was predictable, but that shit was dope as fuck.
Exactly.
But then we just like, yeah, it was all right. It was all right. Like,
look, man, if I'm going to be paying money to like 2-3 different streaming services, I better be getting more than it was all right.
It's going to be the downfall.
Your fucking product ain't worth the money that you're trying to charge for it. Like, you're riding on name alone right now, and it's not doing you favors.
It's really not, but they really think it is. That's the kind of funny part. So, but yeah,
like funny, but not funny, haha.
Right? Yeah, it's funny. Like y'all really like, haha. Like, okay.
Like, I'm laughing.
He's still the big man on campus. Okay, these guys. But yeah, I don't know.
Get a look at Grandpa over here.
Okay,
you know what? Even more to that fucking point, Paul, Triple Paul. The fuck, man? You grew up in these streets. Why the fuck can't you put out a better product and have it more dialed in?
You know what? And I may catch flack for this. I'm starting to think it ain't Paul anymore.
No, I've already said this.
I really am starting to think TKO is just really. To be fair, I think TKO is pulling a Vince McMahon, and then of course Paul is going to fall on the sword because he's company man and all. But I don't think this is Paul anymore. He's just going to be the face.
Yeah, but when Paul goes on these fucking media scrums trying to
because he has to.
Yeah, we come in and we do what we do, blah 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 blah. Like, motherfucker,
he has to.
I don't give 2 shits if you have to, but man, at least have a better messaging. You have said the same shit about like every PLE.
So, but yeah, so there you go, y'all. All right, as we brought up before about Kevin Nash and his foot and mouth disease, he recently was on his podcast, and this is a long statement, but I'm going to read this. All right, here we go. Let me say this first. This Javon,
dear Lord.
he was a fucking wide receiver. He is basically a rookie Randy Moss. Like, this kid could be a generational fucking talent. I guess the thing that pisses me off is all I want for the guy is for him to be used in a way. How off was I when they really wanted to showcase him? They put him with Offset. I mean, they could have put him with fucking Reba McEntire. She's got a name. To me, there's two things. There's Urban, which is so stereotypical, so I heard numerous times. Then your alternative to that is Rule. I think that for a young black man, I think that could work. That was statement one.
Did he say rural?
Yeah, Rule. Yes.
Oh, okay.
All right. Now, the next thing he says, let me just say this because I want to get this out and I'm done with it. Because this is all from at least their photographs were of blacks that follow me. This is on my ex. I saw more than 24 times. We thought you were one of the good ones. Good ones what, motherfucker? Good ones what? Then he says, I'm saying to myself, like, you know what, man, you're right. Because when I get up in the morning, I fucking look in the mirror and I say, do you know what I want to be today? I want to be a better human being. Oh no, let me sidestep that. I want to be a better Caucasian human being because that's exactly how I fucking see myself. Well, man, you ain't gonna be invited to the barbecue. Guess what, motherfucker? I got a grill at my house. I don't like going anywhere anyway. And everything that came at me for saying something that was absolutely not in any way said with fucking malice or with a racial fucking undertone, it was just said more in an analogy fucking sense. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Nash.
That was all him talking?
That was all him, big dog.
That was all Kevin Nash. Like that wasn't a conversation he was having with somebody else.
I mean, he was talking to somebody else, but he pretty much
said all that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Kevin Nash, just learn to shut the fuck up, man. Like, why the fuck are we still talking about your take on Javon Evans when you just need to go on what they call hush mode, man? Like, I don't know if you're still getting lit up on the Twitterverse for that or some shit, but dude, just let that shit go, man. Move on to the next topic. Like, you don't need to keep trying to die on this hill. Like, and you say you want Javon Evans to show up rural instead of urban,
so he was saying, as far as he knew, there was either urban or there was rural. So he was pretty much saying Javon isn't going to show up as some country boy, so that means he's going to show up as some city kid. So yeah.
You know what? Just for that, Javon, I want you to show up in some country ass shit next time you show up on TV. Like,
yeah.
You know what? Lean into it even more. Put Javon on Mania. Have him show up with Reba McEntire, like some kind of backstage shit. And I don't know, just lean all into that. I would be like, kiss my ass, Kevin Nash. Like, why? You talking about you want to have oh man, I don't need to come to the cookout. I got a grill at home. Said every fucking motherfucker that never got invited to a cookout and was just secretly hurt on why.
Yeah.
Horny ass white dude, man.
Y'all tripping. That grill line was funny.
Oh no, okay. Don't get me wrong. The grill line was funny, but the thing is that I think Kevin Nash is missing the point, and I think Kevin Nash is missing that point along the lines of like Post Malone and the Miley Cyruses and the Jelly Rolls and the Kid Rocks and all of these people. Not saying Kevin Nash is racist, but Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was saying, hold on a second with the Kid Rock.
Oh,
Don't.
I mean, but in the early 2000s, Kid Rock was accepted by the black community because he was rapping, all of that stuff. So you have these acts who ingratiated themselves with black culture, but then later in life, they kind of flip. And nobody said necessarily saying Kevin Nash is flipping, but it's like, hey, we thought you was down because you know, had the bandanas, you had the NWO Wolfpack music, you was doing all of these things, and now you're saying these things, and it's like, hey, yo. So we weren't necessarily saying you're some mad racist dude. It was just saying, hey, Kev, like, you kind of saying some fucked up shit. Like, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? You cool. Like, chill out. And then I guess he didn't get the hint that let me just apologize and just say, my bad, Javon, rock out. I'ma still be watching. I'm still a fan. I still want to see you succeed, and just let it be. But no, he had to over-explain himself and keep talking, and foot and mouth disease, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, well, I mean, with this situation, it's kind of the same thing that I was talking about with the whole Jade stuff, where it's like you're willing to die on this hill, and just like I said when we first talked about this, I was like, I agree with Nash, you know, on certain stuff when it comes to Javon Evans. So I because I understood where he was coming from with it, and all this shit is right here is he's getting backlash, and instead of him just going ahead and just conceding to this, because it's a no-win situation, and it's only a no-win situation because it was poor words chosen. Even if it wasn't meant in malicious intent, it was still poor words. And the problem, kind of like I said last time, where I was like, people listen with their feelings first, they're automatically going to go in attack mode when they feel that something was said with malicious intent, even though it wasn't. And so him trying to defend himself the whole time is only making it worse. And I can understand. Yeah, and I can understand he may be hurt by it, but again, it's just like look, you can't, you're not gonna win this one. As much as I agree with your stance on Javon Evans, because I mean, if we look back at the Chamber, I didn't rock with his entrance on Chamber, because I'm like, hey, you come into this structure that we grew up on when it was introduced, supposed to be like a crazy structure. You supposed to have like some intimidating feel. You supposed to show, hey man, I don't know what, you coming in happy go lucky. There's the Bojangle stuff right there. It's just like I get it, you know, but let your get in the chamber first. Let the nerves kind of settle. Then once you finally realize, hey, I'm here, I'm not getting out, then you get into your bag of, hey, I'm Javon Evans, I'm him. You know, not trying to take away from Mello, but you know, I'm him right now. You know? Yeah. I'm that bouncy boy, you know. Exactly. Then do that. Don't walk into it like that.
No, quick sidebar. WWE, how the fuck you ain't let Javon nor Trick show out in the chamber? But sidebar. But go ahead.
Damn.
Well, did y'all see it? There was sidebar to the chamber, but there was like there was one dude, damn, I wish I would have had it, but he was like, okay, WWE, y'all did something really, really good. It's like y'all did something historic. It's like y'all had 3 black men start off in the chamber, you know, and it's like you had Trick Williams and Javon Evans and Cody Raheem Rhodes, you know, represent the black man. Is like, and then once Logan Paul, you know, entered the chamber, it's like you allowed us to you showed us some unity because all the black men teamed up on the wing and it jumped on.
But I mean, at the same time, how fucked up is it that they started off the chamber with a Mandingo fight?
I mean, they had to get it out. They had to get it out, man.
They did.
And then, you know, and then Trick came in and pimp slapped. Pimp slapped Javon, man.
Let's shit. I don't know how to segue this. AEW Dynamite. AEW Dynamite started off with a world championship match between MJF and Kevin Knight. MJF did retain. I mean, no duh. We do know for a fact, for sure, MJF will be taking on that is not that man's name, Hangman's Adam Page in a Texas death match. I don't know what I was about to call Hangman, but it was not going to be Hangman. Then we had Darby
I mean,
Allin.
he did have a different nickname before AEW was a thing.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, it was
Which one?
Hangman.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Okay.
But that's because Blue Chew was a sponsor for a little bit, and they were doing Being the Elite. And there was a whole skit like Hangman was like every now and then popping a Blue Chew, and like it was like making him go crazy and shit. It was good comedy for a YouTube channel.
All right. Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin took on the Dogs, Gabe Kidd and Clark Connors, and we had a debuting Dave Finlay, and officially all three men are all elite. So looks like the Bullet Club War Dogs pretty much are AEW.
They have finally all united. Happy to see it, especially because it was all New Japan dudes coming around. The only thing I want these guys to be a part of is the Bang Bang Gang, but I'm okay with them doing other things at the moment.
The Inspiration took on the Brawling Birds, and to say they brought in the Inspiration, the Brawling Birds beat them in like 2 minutes.
Like
2 minutes. Yeah, it was like a quick ass match.
Like, damn. Okay.
I was sad that it was that fast because I mean, come on, the Inspiration is just gold.
They're gold.
Like, whether I could see them lose like 40 matches. I could see them lose 40 matches straight as long as they keep that same energy being them. Like nobody has crash outs better than them. Like, yeah, I would 100% be all right with it. But go
on. Hangman took on Marty Snow, y'all. Before I look down, look up, and I was like, wait, did I literally miss a whole match? And apparently I did.
If you were looking at your phone for 5 minutes, you missed 2.
So, and I was like, okay, shit. So then, right, you did miss 2 of them back to back. And then the Don Callis family comes out and they was like, see, y'all Jet Speed Rodeo want to take all the championships. Well, how about we have a trios match for the main event? And I was like, fuck. That was literally my thing. I was like, fuck. So, we'll get to that in a moment. Then we also had Mox taking on Hechicero in an eliminator match. Mox get that. Swerve beating the shit out of Brody King, which it was like, damn, Swerve maybe is a dangerous man in AEW. Tekla defended her championship against Tootsie Rosa, as Dizzle calls her, and Tekla retains.
I did not like that match.
You know why I didn't like that match? Okay, no. I agree. This was only like her third match back. Like they could have let Thunder Rosa kind of build up a little more, cook a little more, because I mean you still had a couple of weeks before Revolution, so they could have let Thunder Rosa cook a little more, and
could have done this like next week.
Yeah, like she's only 3 matches back, and bow, here we go, title match. So
to be fair though, they always do this with like the beginning of the year, like because the records reset every year. Mm-hmm. So you can be like, oh, I've been competing for 3 weeks and I'm 3-0. I'm undefeated. You don't have to say 3-0, but you can be like, I'm undefeated, so I should logically be next to go up against the champ.
Right. And that's exactly kind of how they do it. And then the new main event, we had Jet Set Rodeo. You could tell.
Yo,
Tell that I was a Dreamcast kid.
Hey man,
But
Registered Radio is the shit, so that's never a bad thing.
They took on the team of Proto Okada and Mark Davis, or they took on the team of Okada and Ozzy Open, however how you want to spin it. You know?
Nah, Proto Okada is what's up.
But per interference from MJF, we have new trios champions, gentlemen. Okada is back to being 2-belt Okada. Fletcher is now two-belt Fletch. And Mark Davis finally, you know what I'm saying, got him some AEW gold.
Mark Davis was there.
Yeah, no, Mark Davis was there, y'all. So how we feeling that Jet Speed Rodeo, Jesus, lost the trios championships to Proto Okada and Davis?
It makes sense. It's especially if you're gonna build the whole thing of MJF taking everything from Hangman.
Yeah.
So go right ahead with it.
Before I get into what the Revolution card is looking like so far, how do y'all feel that nope, wrong name. Anthony Bowens wants to join the Ops?
Say that again?
Anthony Bowens wants to join the Ops.
I mean, Max Caster joining him?
Nah, it's just Bowens so far. Bowens kind of approached Hook, and they had a little segment yesterday, but I didn't get a chance to see it. But
I missed that segment too.
Yeah, Bowens seemingly wants to join the Ops. And I remember last week when Hook was talking to him, he was like, okay, let's do some name association. It was like, when you think of killers, Hook, killer, Shibata, killer, Joe, killer. Can we say this? Can we say the same for Bowens? And Bowens was kind of looking and thinking and pondering. But if
killer,
it goes down,
no, but goddamn, Bowens is a workhorse.
Yes. If it goes down, would y'all be happy to see Bowens in the Ops?
Only because it's been established like this, where they're actually pointing out the obvious in that shit. Because I think at that point, it's just like letting everybody know, hey, he's about to turn up another gear, instead of just having him join and then all of a sudden everybody having in the back of their mind, yeah, but Bowens though, the scissor guy, can he? Can he?
Scissor daddy ass.
So, but yeah, so I mean, if they're building like this, absolutely, 100%, go for it, because he motherfucker can work
horse of a fucking wrestler, man.
Hell yeah.
All right. And hopefully this graphic pops up. And kind of the second to the last little tidbit. As of right now, this is what the AEW Revolution card is looking like. We got Hangman and MJF and Texas Death. And remember, if Hangman loses, he can never challenge for the championship again. We got Bandito taking on Andrade. We have Mox taking on Takeshita in the Continental Championship with no time limit. FTR taking on the Young Bucks for the Tag Team Championship. Swerve is taking on Brody King. Tekla is defending against Statlander and a 2 out of 3 falls. So 2 out of 3 falls match for Stat and for a bit Stat Daddy and Tekla. And as you can see here, Jet Speed Radio was like, hey, we gonna find a new tag partner in Mystico and try to get our belts back against Proto Okada and Davis. So yeah.
Damn, they kicked out Hangman.
Well, Hangman is already going against MJF.
Do double duty.
You know,
do double duty.
Look, not with that stipulation on the line.
Fair enough.
So I wonder why Mystico.
Who wrestler of the year?
Oh shit, I totally forgot that. He was wrestler of the year.
He
damn sure was.
Jet Speed Mystico. I like that.
All right.
Or Mystico Jet Speed. I don't know.
Now here's where I have some fun with this.
All right, what you got? What you
You know,
got?
somebody gonna watch this and be like, "Hey, you was talking about WWE not having their shit built out for 6 months. You look at this card; they pretty much made these matches in like 2 weeks." I see where you're going with that. Shut the fuck up.
They got 7 matches and they're 2 weeks out.
Hold on. I told the IWC to shut the fuck up because they were gonna start talking shit. Let me explain something to you, IWC. I want you to look at this card and you tell me out of all these matches, how many of them were actually built within 2 weeks? I look at this and I potentially see 2, maybe 3. That being Bandito and Andrade.
Yep.
Swerve, Brody.
Ago.
Mm-hmm. Swerve and Brody
last week.
And then to an extent, you can say the trios match, right?
Yeah, because that was from last night.
Mm-hmm. Now, trios match, I'll give them that because they just lost the titles. They just running that shit back.
Mm-hmm.
Brody King and Swerve, maybe potentially, but it all revolves around the main event scene and Swerve having his heel turn. And then so technically you can say that shit was set up, but they've been revolving around each other within the world title picture. Andrade and Bandito,
Revolution.
Absolutely. Bandito and Andrade, I'll give you that too. Hangman MJF, that shit been built up for years.
Yes.
Mox and Takeshita been built up since the Continental Classic.
Yes.
Tackle and Stat been built up since all the shit that was going on with what they do, the
Triangle of Madness with the
Triangle of Madness,
the tag team title scene and everything. Like it's been building for a little bit with
Blood and Guts and all that.
Yes. But hey, but Dizzle. This is the most important part about with the IWC comparing. This ain't fucking WrestleMania.
But oh no, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. And here is the fun thing about it. It should be easier to build a WrestleMania than it is to build a Revolution because WrestleMania is your biggest card in here. And look, I'll even throw some tidbits in there from somebody who actually said shit about it, that being Paul Heyman. Because Paul Heyman said this from his fucking mouth. He said, hey, if I were to build WrestleMania 41, I wouldn't even worry about that right now. I would build WrestleMania 42 to make sure I had that established. So that way I could then build WrestleMania 41 because I already know what the fuck is going to happen at WrestleMania 42. So I would build everything up from this point up to then. So it should be a lot easier to build a WrestleMania card because it's everything culminating over the past year from the one WrestleMania to the next. You have a gaggle, like how I use that word. You should have a gaggle of fucking stories, feuds, and directions to fucking go. Revolution is just a random ass pay-per-view. Now it's one of AEW staples, of course, but at the same time, it should be easy because it's still thrown together. And they still took the fucking time to take a lot of these stories because the majority of these matches are all shit that was built up over the past, at the very least, 6 months. So, and I didn't even talk about FTR and Bucks, but that shit speaks for itself.
Yes, because that's been building since like forever.
So yeah, there's no excuse for WrestleMania to only have 3.5 matches only booked out of WrestleMania that's 6 weeks away. Get the fuck out of here with your goddamn.
And then not only that, but then we're talking about a proposed 14 match card because let's also get into it. Rumored matches, both Americanos maybe in a mass versus mass. Dominic and Finn. Trick versus somebody. Like something with the tag titles, hopefully, for the women and men. Like it's not even nothing. Like it's like y'all just like, are y'all like, are we really trying? Like, are we really trying?
I don't think they've been trying for a little while now, but
You know what?
Yeah.
They don't care about Jaeger, bro. They don't care
They don't.
about Jaeger because this man could potentially win championship at Tag Mania, and y'all don't give a shit. Y'all not even booking for him to look at this shit, man.
Right?
Shame.
look,
Y'all not
if it
even
wasn't for
booking
the
it to where
fact-
he can just watch the product. It's right.
Goddamn shame.
all I
man.
gotta do is get the Twitter updates at this point, man. Like, oh, okay.
Oh
I mean,
man.
you're not necessarily wrong.
You know
but
what? They're kind of also making it difficult because fuck, I don't know who's wrestling yet.
yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. And you know, before we get it off your chest for shits and giggles, NXT Vengeance Day is this weekend. I'm gonna discuss it more in depth when I do NXT AG. But you got Dion Lennox and Tony D. You're gonna have Blake Monroe and Jada Parker in a street fight. You're gonna have Lola Vice taking on Kalani Jordan in an NXT Underground match, which was actually kind of cool because Kalani did go train with Shayna Baszler this past Tuesday on NXT. Izzy Dame is defending her Women's North American Championship against Tatum Paxley, and of course, headlined one
Who's that? Hold on,
Joseph
go back.
Hendry is taking on Richard Saints. What's up?
This Annabelle ass picture of her. I'm sorry.
I mean, that's kind of like how she looked, though.
I mean, I'm not saying that's not. I'm not saying that's not how she looked, but I'm just like, damn it, that's. I got PTSD from all those Conjuring movies, you know.
Yeah. And like I said, Joseph Hendry defending against Richard Saints. So that is going down, of course, this Saturday. And yeah. But all right, gentlemen.
How many of those matches got announced in the past week or two,
though? Do you really want to be honest with you? Two.
Damn.
Tony D.
So they had
Tony
a pretty
D,
fleshed out card.
So Tony D and Dion and Blake and Jada were announced this past Tuesday.
So,
but the other three matches we knew for like 2-3 weeks. So yeah.
Y'all see Tony D's beard? Shit looks magnificent.
It really does.
It do.
It really does.
But it's giving me DJ Khaled.
DJ Khaled.
You know what? I need the fans to pop off and be like, another one on whatever the fuck he's doing.
So yeah, that's where we at, gentlemen. All right. So before we head out of here, you know, we got to, get it off our chest. Jaeger, you got anything to get off your chest this week in the world of professional wrestling?
I mean, I was gonna go off on WWE and their bullshit, but Lip already did that earlier.
Oh damn, my bad.
Oh no! You worded it better than I probably would have.
Well, I mean, there you go. Ditto to what Dizzle said. Dizzle, you got anything else to get off your chest?
Shit. Damn, I don't even know, bro. Everything's been so positive this week, outside of like a few things, man.
Yeah, right.
Oh, you know what? No. I actually do. WWE. Now that you have Brian James, aka Road Dogg, gone, which just checked out, he left on his own volition. Because he was the main writer for SmackDown.
Yes.
So there should be no excuses at this point, because you can't just sit here and keep blaming people if people are leaving. So I mean, yeah, they absolutely can. But there should be no excuse to not have shit in check and shit moving forward, because you have something on SmackDown, especially with your women, and you got a fucking gold mine right now. Sorry, let me not say, you have an X factor right now in Kiana James. You need to capitalize on that shit. And I'm not talking about having her and Julia win the tag titles. They passed that shit. She's a single star. Julia is a single star. Julia is a main event superstar. Kiana James is your up and comer for the mid card, who could potentially be. It came to me when I was watching Elimination Chamber. Kiana James has that same aura that Eve Torres had. And I seen that when she was in the chamber, I was like, damn, she reminds me of Eve Torres. She could be a women's champion. Don't fuck that up, because she can work. She can absolutely fucking work. And y'all need to push her. This is where the gold mine shit comes into play. You have a gold mine in Trick Williams. Mm-hmm. Don't push him at the expense of somebody else, i.e. Sami Zayn. He can do bad all by himself. Let him do that. Let him do that. You have a lot of things in place on SmackDown. SmackDown should not be a bad show. SmackDown, honestly, with the roster that it has right now, should logistically be a better show than Raw right now. There's no fucking excuse. No excuse at all. So,
yeah, but you brought logistics into it.
Absolutely. You look, compare rosters right now. They have a better chance to relate more to the audience when it comes to current times, when it comes to popularity, when it comes to pop culture, everything. They have their finger, they would be able to have their finger on the pulse a lot easier, because Raw is, especially when it comes to Rollins, Reigns, and Punk being on there right now, it's a nostalgia fest for the most part. And then everybody else is kind of just surrounding them. SmackDown can stand on its own because you can move pieces because Cody doesn't necessarily fit in like the super nostalgic veteran, and neither does Drew. Randy does, but Randy is so versatile, and they're not pushing him in the same way that they are Reigns, Rollins, and Punk, to where it doesn't make him feel like he's like the old veteran guy there. So SmackDown should be way better. I know I wasn't as mad about it, but yeah,
I guess
I'm keeping on the inside.
I guess my get it off the chest that I have, Drew, don't go to work Friday.
Wait, what?
Drew, do not go to work on Friday. Because word from the curb is Drew is gonna lose. And then at Mania, we may get Drew versus Jacob. So Drew, don't go to work.
As long as it makes sense, I guess. I guess.
The only way it's probably gonna make sense is if you are gonna do Cody and Orton at Mania in a one-on-one, Cody has to turn heel.
I think they're gonna turn Randy. I think they're gonna turn Randy.
I think that's the swerve.
Oh, okay.
Because again, you would expect it. Randy is, because look, Randy took the advantage in Elimination Chamber, hit him with the RKO out of nowhere, no pun intended. Didn't hesitate. Cody still like the whole trying to play it cool or whatever. He's only getting mad at Drew. I think he's gonna get sick of Randy taking advantage of, oh shit, you can't be the only one that's ruthless. Fuck it. Heel turn, bam.
Okay. All right. Well, with that being said, y'all, this episode of TMI is done and over with. So, I'm gonna go ahead and pass this ball over to Lip Dizzle to let him do what he do oh so well.
I will add something though. I'll leave y'all with this.
Y'all, I'm not gonna lie. Those Triple K allegations gotta stop now. Because at Elimination Chamber, Triple H and WWE made history. I think that was the first time in Elimination Chamber history that the Elimination Chamber match started with 3 black brothers, and I love to see it. You know what I'm saying? They had my dog Cody Raheem start the match. Then they had Javon Evans get into it. And when I first seen it, I'm like, ain't no way. You know what I'm saying? I see what y'all doing here. Then they had Trick come in, and I'm like, okay, this is a cool moment for my people. You know what I'm saying? I was rocking with it. My 3 black brothers even had a moment of unity where they put their individual beefs to the side to beat down Logan Paul. And I'm not gonna lie, I love every second of this. Triple H. I don't know why people be saying that you don't push black wrestlers, you don't do this, you don't do that, because this man really had 3 black brothers start the Elimination Chamber. Love to see it. I'm not gonna lie. The fact that Cody was the first one to swing on Logan Paul and Javon and Trick followed and they all jumped him. Hey, y'all cannot blame. Cody is black. Cody Rhodes is black.
Love it. Love it.
But yeah. But of course, people, whether you loved it, hate it, don't forget to rate it, thumbs up, thumbs down, leave all your comments, questions, concerns down below. I know I didn't plug the guy that was in the fucking video, but yo, hey, watch that shit, go give it a like, whatever. But make sure that you tag the subscribe button, tag the like button, tag notification bell. Make sure you get update on everything that we got going on and release on a weekly basis. Go ahead and check out Juggs' channel. Go ahead and check out Leo's channel and give them some love. Show them the same love that you would show us, because I mean, technically they are a part of us. So I mean, hey. But with that being said, let me go ahead and warm up the good old wolf for the bros, as well as you people at home watching, with a good old bada 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 bam.
Bam. Oh.
And of course, until you see these handsome faces and hear these immaculate voices, we bid you all adieu. And until next time, you beautiful, 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 beautiful mother effers. Tag the fucketh. Click, click. Ow.
Dollars make a way to make a change. Gotta be insane to make those same mistakes again. So I'm switching lane to lane. Pray to curb